Hello guys, let us discuss about inheritance in OOP, that is object oriented programming. So let us get going. I define a class like this with one method. I am method A of class A. Okay. Now I can create an object of that class like this, and I can also invoke that method having created an object. This is what is getting printed. Let us expand this class now. Now we will expand this and we will have another class, that is B. Let us make necessary changes. We will call this method as B, and here we will call I am method B of class B. Now we saw A, how it is working. Now let us see how the second one will work. So we will say create object 1 of class B. That means we are creating an instance of B is getting created. Good. Now, having done that, now the method belonging to B can be invoked like this. It says I am method B of class B. Good. So there are two classes. Individually, we have created one instance of each class, and we are invoking like this. So let us merge these cells and we will move on with other stuff. So we have merged this. Let me put this in order here, like this, like this, like this. We have seen this. Okay. Now, what we will do now this time is slight change to this definition, and it will have different meaning altogether. So let me leave one uh, cell, and here what we will do is everything is same. The only change that I'm going to do is I'm writing within parenthesis A, class B within parenthesis A, nothing else. Now what happens is by doing this class B now now class B will have all the attributes and methods belonging to class A. What do we mean by this? So let us see this in action. Here, when I create an object of class A, I can invoke method A that we have seen. Pretty simple. So this is the definition, and this is what is happening. A doesn't have anything more than this. But if we create an object of class B, then see what will happen. Now, class B, this object 1 is of class B. So this object is an instance of class B. Here, of course, I can invoke method B as was done earlier. But interestingly, this time we can also invoke method A that is actually belonging to class A. How that is happening? That is happening because we have written this piece here within parenthesis A. This means that class B is getting defined and class B is inheriting class A, meaning all the things that belong to class A will become properties of class B. And this is what is called inheritance. So class B has inherited class A. What is that it has inherited? In this example, it has inherited method A. If class A had other methods or properties, everything class B would have inherited. So let us go for next example. So let us put this all together. Having seen this, let me merge this cell. Okay, done. So let me put this like this here. Okay, now we are going to make it little more complex. Everything will remain same, but with an additional feature. What is that? Let me copy this here. Now what we will do is we will say that A has got a constructor. Now what is a constructor? Constructor is a special function which gets invoked when we create an instance of a class or when we create an object of a particular class. So underscore underscore init underscore underscore self. Now this is called dunder method. Dunder method. It is a special. Now why dunder? See, dunder means this. Let me write like this. Double underscore. See here, here double underscore, here double underscore, underscore underscore. Both the places, left side, right side. So from double underscore, we will remove this letters, and from underscore, we will remove score, and we will read only the things which are not within brackets. So what we will read? We will read dunder. So that is what it is. So rather than calling it double underscore method, we call it dunder method, shortcut. Okay, and these are special methods. There are many dunder methods available in Python. Just now we are only seeing init, and it is one of its kind, meaning that it gets invoked, as has been said repeatedly, when an object is created. So what we will do here? Simple. We'll say I am constructor of class A. That's it. And just see what happens. See, when we have done this, we have incorporated a constructor in class A. Everything is same. Now B is, let me remove this. Okay. B is inheriting A. Then what will happen? Just see. When we create an object of class A, what happens? Oh, I have not entered here. So that is a problem. Let me enter here and then enter here. So see what happens. When we created an object of class A, see this init method got automatically created. However, about other methods, look, other methods will have to be invoked or called explicitly. So I am method 1. So this is what it is doing. This is what it is doing. Clear? So that is about class A. Now let us talk about class B. Here, when I have written within parenthesis A, that means everything belonging to class A becomes the properties or methods of this. So there are two methods there of class A. Those methods will belong to class B now if I am writing like this. So which means let me write within multiple line comment and bring it, and just think that as if we have written, see I have written within comments. Just think that when class B got defined, as if it has got init, it has got method A, it has got method B. But there is no need to define this. This has already been defined. We have written A, that's it. So when we will create an object of class B, this will get invoked automatically. We can invoke this explicitly and we can invoke this as well explicitly. So let us see what is going on here. So let me enter. Okay, now I will say object 1. I'm creating an object of class 1. Just see what has happened. It is interesting. It is saying I am constructor of class A. Now we may say that, oh, I am creating an object of class B. Where is it coming from? Because it has inherited this. Naturally, this method which gets automatically created, since it is inheriting A, this is getting automatically invoked. So that is why you are getting this. I am a constructor of class A. After that, I can say object A, method A. This we have already seen. And then we can write object A, sorry, method B. This is also there. Okay. So this is what is called inheritance. Good. Okay, good. Now what we will do, we will merge all this cell here again and now make it little more complex. Okay. Okay, let me arrange this. It will be more or less, copy paste with some additional typing. Now we will bring this entire thing and copy paste here and add additional thing. So let me remove this explanation. Let us not have too much of stuff. Okay. Now, earlier we had two classes, class A, class B. Class A had two methods. One is init constructor, the other was ordinary method. Class B was having its own method, only one, that is method B. It was inheriting two methods and we saw the effect. Assuming that class B will have its own method, then what will happen? Okay, now see, this needs little bit of attention. Now what? See, when I will create class A, object of class A, absolutely no conflict, this will get invoked. And if I want to invoke method A, I can do that. But what about B? If I say B, see earlier when this was not there, this was getting invoked automatically. Now what system will do? A has got its own init method. B also has got its own init method. So let me make it B here. Okay, I'm a constructor of class B. How Python is going to handle this? Okay, so let us see that and then come back and correct. So when I am creating object of class A, no problem. I'm constructor of class A, and of course I can invoke method A as well. There is nothing in it actually. Done. Simple, straightforward. The problem is going to be with B only. What is the problem? No problem at all. Just we are thinking that now class A has got init method, class B also has its own init method, and class B is inheriting A, meaning that class B will have init method of A and it has got its own init method. So what is going to happen? Let us create an object. Why we have to create object and see? Because init methods gets invoked only when we create an object. So something should happen now. See, I'm a I'm a constructor of class B. This is getting invoked. What about this? So it has overridden. So what is called? This is called overriding. Overriding of a method. So priority is being given to its own init, not this one. When it was absent, it got invoked. When it has got its own init method, right? So it is telling that I'm constructor of class B. See this one, it did not invoke this. Okay, good. So we have seen how overriding takes place. Overriding means when a class has got its own method. Okay, and if it is inheriting another class that also has similar method, name is same, then the class which we are talking about or the object of the class that is in question is going to invoke its own method. It will not invoke the method which is inheriting. So if I have, assuming I have method 1 here as well, I have method 1 here as well. So what will happen? See, I am method A of class B, we will write. Now, just see what happened. Indentation. Okay, this is little problem here. Okay, got. Now, it will be interesting. So we saw in it of its own was getting created. Now, if I say obj1 method A, what will happen? We have to see method A is here, method A is here. Now this method will get created. How we will get to know? You'll see I am method A of class B. Rather seeing I am method A of class A. So if this gets printed, that means this method is getting invoked. Correct? So let us write this. I am method A of class B. This is what is called overriding. Overriding of a method. Okay, good. So let us buzz this and then we will make it little more complex. So step by step, we are going to learn how object-oriented programming's inheritance features work. So let me merge everything now. Shift M. Okay. Let me push other things which are already there down. Okay. Here, here. Okay. Now, let me bring this here. Let me leave one cell, copy. Good. Now, overriding we know very well. Okay. So I am removing this. I don't need this anymore. We know what overriding is. Now, only concentrate on this stuff. It has got its own init. It has got its own init. Assuming that I do not want class B's constructor to completely override the constructor of class A. I want when I am invoking, when I am creating an object of class B, I want constructor of A to get invoked as well as constructor of class also to get invoked. How we will do that? I repeat, when I create an object of class B, I want to invoke both the constructor of class B and the constructor of class A as well. So what we have to do? Very simple. Here we will go simple one line under class B's constructor, that is under method init. We will write A underscore init underscore self. That's it. Now when we will create an object of class B, we will have automatically this init getting invoked. It will print I am constructor of class A. Then it will print I am constructor of class B. And then whatever method we would be invoking, we can invoke method A explicitly. We can also invoke this method B explicitly. But in this particular instance, we are only talking about how two constructors will behave when one class is inheriting other class and when both the classes have got their own constructors. So let us see it, how it is working. So there is no point in creating an object and seeing this because we have seen repeatedly. We are going to create object of B only, right? And what is expectation? I am creating object of class B. I want to see first this. I am constructor of class A. Why? Because what happens when I'm creating object, this method is getting invoked. What it is doing? First line is A in it. So it will go here and it will do what it does. What it is going to do? Print I am constructor of class A. Then it will come here and print I am constructor of class B. This is what is going to happen as a result of this line. See, I am a constructor of class A. I am a constructor of class B. Now, everything else remains same. I can say obj method A, that is nothing new, we know, we can invoke, and then obj method B, that is also nothing new. This is how we can manage two constructors, and writing parentheses like this is going to give you everything, right? So one thing only we have to remember. When we do not have constructor within class B, then this the constructor of A will get invoked. So there is no conflict. We are discussing about a scenario where class B, the class which is inheriting another class, will have its own in it, and then this line becomes important, else not. So that is all about inheritance, and we will, in the next video, we will see little more complex features of inheritance, and we will write much bigger methods rather than writing only a line like this. Okay, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the upcoming video.